Hello my lovely herd! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Sings, and today I want to talk about more Mercy movement basics that people don't really talk about. First, don't be too alarmed if you've noticed the slight change in my model between videos. A lot of VTubers keep the same model for months or years. I like to make changes often because I find it fun creatively. Also, this is my new PNG. I hope you really enjoy her. Now, back on topic. In this video, I'm going to go over one key movement tech I missed out on my original video. Go check that out if you haven't yet. And then more of the niche Mercy movement quirks that she has that won't necessarily benefit you, but are still really fun to know about. These are going to be in order of importance, as in they're going to be from what you should prioritize knowing over other things. Feel free to skip around if you know one mechanic or if you don't know another one. First off, if you need any settings help or if you're confused by anything I say with regards to settings, I do have a complete walkthrough on my own settings and each of Mercy's individual settings as of the day that was posted. Feel free to reference that or check it out if you're confused at all. The code for this custom game will be in the description. So, funny enough, I realized this really doesn't work on the Blizzard World map that I was using, so I switched to the Workshop Island map. To get to the Workshop Island, or any of the Workshop maps, go to your lobby, hit the settings, go to modes, and you're going to scroll down to Team Deathmatch, and mine's already on, but you're going to hit enabled on. Gonna back out of that, back out that again, and then you're going to go to maps. We're going to toggle it to none, and all the way down here at the bottom, you're going to see all of the workshop maps. Mine is the island. I'm going to hit that on. You can use any of the workshop island or workshop maps in this. And we're going to back out of that. And if you're in the other map that I was using, the Blizzard World map, you're going to have to restart the match to enable the map. And then just make sure to do that. Click your Mercy, and then you're good to go.
Don't worry.
So as I was editing this, I realized that the one key mechanic that I missed out on, I didn't even record it or talk about it. I completely left it out of the script. Talk about forgetful. So I'm going to do this in the practice range. If you don't know, you can change the bots from enemies to allies at this station here. The mechanic is called prop jump, and it's when Mercy attaches her beams to a target and then goes around terrain to block herself off before GAing to the target. In doing this, she is able to gain more meterage and get to locations she otherwise couldn't by flying to just the target on her own. Please be aware that you can only do prop jumps with beam target priorities set as prefer facing target or prefer beam target. If you are using facing target only, it will not work. Mercy has an approximate 2-second grace period before her beam disconnects, so this is the time frame you can work with for prop jumps. The first thing that I want to talk about is something we've all probably experienced by now. Letting go of Guardian Angel during the first few moments of a slingshot will reduce your speed, while holding it through the full duration keeps the full momentum. If you've ever found yourself slingshotting extremely far out beyond your teammates, or you've done very wide swings around your teammates, and not knowing how to control that, this would be how you do that. Alright, now I'm going to show you this in practice. We'll GA, slingshot, let go. And then going back to the bot, we'll do the same thing, letting go. It's not too far of a distance that you go, but on this next one, when we slingshot and hold it, and then we hold again, it goes pretty far, about an extra 5 meters further. Now you'll notice on the holding version of the slingshot, she does this little movement here, where she relaxes her shoulders. Again here. And that is the apex of your slingshot. That is the extra momentum that you have. That is the duration of your momentum. And it's about 2 seconds. So if you want to use it, that's your extra momentum. And all I'm using is my mouse to move myself around the map here. You can get a little bit of extra speed. So if I use letting go, I basically just move in a circle if I'm doing it that way. But if I do this one, I can get further away. Going hand in hand with the last mechanic, and this is going to sound a little weird or confusing, but you can use your directional inputs to slightly move yourself left or right while slingshotting. These are defaulted to A and D on the keyboard. Alright, now stay with me through this one. If you're GAing and hold your forward input, which is defaulted to W on the keyboard, but don't move your mouse to the left or right, but use your left or right inputs, you'll move slightly to the left or right while you're slingshotting. Did you catch all that? The slight movements will also include your forward inputs during slingshot, so if you want to go directly upward, remove your forward inputs, or if you want to stop moving, don't include them during initiation. To slow down your movements, like in any game or real life, use your reverse inputs, defaulted to S on the keyboard. Combining all of this with your mouse movements, and you can do extremely tight turns, very wide turns with slight movement, or combinations of both. Okay, now for doing this in practice, I'm going to be doing a voiceover for the majority of this, since being able to play and talk about what I'm doing is extremely hard for me. So bye for right now. I'm going to start this by showing you a slingshot with just the leftward movements. You'll do this by slingshotting as normal and using your left input to curve leftward.
Checking in.
Up next is the opposite of that, a rightways movement. Same concept, but replace the left input with the right input to curve rightways. And here's where you can see that without using your forward input, you can super jump directly upward into the air. If you add in forward input, you'll keep moving forward even during the duration of the upward motion.
Checking in.
Combining it all together with mouse movements gives you Mercy's full range of input-based motion.
Right by you.
To stop motion altogether, do not utilize directional inputs, including the forward input. You can do the original Overwatch 1 super jump tech, which is now called crouch GA, to force the meter to fill up more than it normally would if you're too close to your target. This is helpful in situations where you're all bunched up and need that little bit of extra gauge the small pause gives you. It's not too much, but it's enough to make a difference. There are some things to note. Crouch GA can be and is inconsistent if your buttons or keys are malfunctioning. This can cause you to do early super jumps, which is bad in and of itself for a multitude of reasons. I've moved back to the Blizzworld map to make it easier for me to showcase the rest of these mechanics, since these require terrain and the Worship Island has none. Okay, now this one's going to be a bit more difficult to teach. I do have a video from Overwatch 1 where I did teach the old super jump and super jump res mechanics. If you feel like that would be easier to learn from, go ahead and check that video out. I did go over it in depth. It's a whole long thing on just this alone. But what you're going to want to do is crouch and Guardian Angel at the same time, or almost at the same time. It's pretty much the same time. But crouch and Guardian Angel, crouch first, Guardian Angel second, but like that, badam, blam boom, shablam. And Mercy's gonna do this like whoosh, right when she gets to your target. And when she does that, you'll get your extra meterage. So like this, that little whoosh she did is what you're aiming for. Like this, like that. Right there. She does this extra whoosh and it gives you extra meterage. So here's what it looks like without that. And here's what it is with that. If I'm like right close to the bot, it gets me up into the red. And I wouldn't even get into the red. So here, let me put down a spray. This is where I'm standing.
Checking in.
I gotta mess it up. Into the red. Not even into the red. So it'll give you an extra oomph to your meter. So you get extra distance if you want, extra height on your super jump, extra height on your super jump res, whatever you need it for. You can also achieve this with the reverse crouch GA mechanic, which is mostly useless in practice, save for niche or hyper-specific situations, but it is really fun to do. It's utilized in Mercy parkour, but that's really the only time you'll use it actively. The concept of the reverse crouch GA is just doing all of that, but in reverse. Not like flying to the bot in reverse, but going like that. So you're gonna crouch first, and then right when you go up, you hit your guardian angel. So, shablam. Waboom. Waha. So, like this. And then she flies into it, pauses, and then you'll do whatever you want to do. So you go like this, and you see how she's still kind of like moving and the meter goes up when she get to the bot. Oh, I messed that up. And you see it goes almost all the way up. That's a way better one of it, but she does like this hop into it and she goes into the reverse crouch GA. There's really no point in this. It's just kind of really fun and it looks goofy because she like hops into the target. It's really goofy looking and it's just more fun than anything. Now, while Mercy can't technically go straight down, by looking downward during a slingshot, regardless of if you're in the air or on the ground, there is a slight downward movement that she takes when the camera is angled downward. This is most useful when you're trying to get through doorways from any place of a higher plane, as well as around tight corners. This is a concept I talked about briefly during the Guardian Angel release in my previous movement video, but didn't really go into depth in it. There is differences in how much looking down stops Mercy's movement forward, which is strange since it doesn't make her go downward. Getting a feel for the correct angles in which to make doorways and corner turns takes time, so don't beat yourself up if you can't make it all the time or on your first several tries. Alright, now I'm going to do this in practice. I'm going to do several GAs, one at this blue line, one at the top of the diamond, at the sole, at the bottom of the diamond, and then at the body. And I'm not going to use my forward input after I slingshot, just so we don't get her moving and interrupt this. There we go. And then top of the diamond. And this is just to show that she moves in accordance to how far down she looks. See, even if you're at this angle, you just kind of hit the floor. But if you're like a little bit higher, you won't really hit the floor. And if you're like looking not even straight down, you just stop moving. So if you look a little bit lower than, I would say, foot level, like where somebody's feet is, you start to notice a decline in the ability to fly. But Mercy herself doesn't move downward. She just slightly angles down. It's very weird in how it works, but it works. Now going from here, do you think I'm gonna hit myself on the doorway, or am I gonna be able to get into the doorway, into that mini? If I just go like this, oh, I hit myself on the doorway. Now if I re-angle her, I'm able to get myself into the doorway and into the mini because I use that downward angle she has. Now here's another example. You're like, I'm running back to spawn, they're chasing me. Boom. You look down so you can get through the doorways to get back into safety. Instead of, they're chasing me, and then you look up, oh no, you hit your head, boom, bash, bang, you're dead. Lastly, bunny hop, or bee hop as it's most commonly known as. This is when you do a little hop at the end of your guardian angel or off of a ledge. This is achievable either by GAing to a target and holding space after the GA ends, or by walking off a ledge and holding your angelic descent until you touch the ground, and when you do, you'll bunny hop. A fun side note is that every character can bunny hop off ledges to conceal their footstep sounds from ledge falling, but other characters also have bee hop techs after movement abilities, such as Moira and Doomfist. Alright, now in practice, we're going to do toggle guardian angel off, toggle guardian angel on, and then bunny hop off a ledge. This first one's going to be toggle guardian angel off. So you're going to guardian angel and then bunny hop. Guardian angel, let go, bunny hop. And you can stop it at any time to do the bunny hop. Here, I'll go further away and show you. At any moment, and you'll bunny hop. Notice that if you jump into it, you won't hop. Jump, no hop. You have to start on the ground to be able to bunny hop. Now with toggle guardian angel on, you have to press your input key twice for guardian angel. So going further away, it's a rapid press of the button twice. So if you want to get closer to your target,
Angel at your shoulder.
you would press it, whoops, when you're closer to your target. So if you're too close, you would have to press it really fast. If you're further away, it won't be too hard. Now for walking off a ledge, the same concept applies, but you can't jump off the ledge. You have to walk off the ledge to be able to bunny hop. I'll show you. Walk off the ledge and then hop. Back up here. Jump off the ledge. No hop. And then this will work on any height. Let me get up here a little bit. And then I can get my hop. Go up here, and I get my hop. And it could be the smallest, little, tiniest thing, like from right here. You saw that I hopped off. Tiniest little hop. Itty bitty hop. It'll be any height, and you'll be able to hop off of it. Okay. I know this video is a long one in the making, but like, can you blame me? Did you hear how confusing some of this stuff was to listen to? Now imagine writing that. A lot of this stuff I just kind of inherently know after thousands of hours of playing Mercy, but putting it into words and explaining it, that was a lot more difficult than I thought. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you were able to learn or refresh any knowledge about a character that we all love. Take care, every sheep. Bye!